Hey guys, we are back with another tier list. We've been kind of banging these out the last couple days, and today we are moving on to the EZA TUR phase. So with the EZA TUR phase, there is a good chance that we're going to be adding 3 or 4 new units to the fray, with like Zamasu's and Trunk's and Goku Blacks that could potentially be EZA and coming up for the Worldwide Download Celebration. So I figured now would be a good time right on the cusp of that to rank the TURs right before the list does change up dramatically for just about everything. When we look at LRs, TURs, EZA TURs, just a lot of different looks, right? So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Number 10, Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I think this guy is impressive still, and he got definitely helped out a decent bit by the GT theme for Tanabata. So like when you look at Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the LR that came out, that guy's a super good linking partner for him, and he has that slot 1 valve to let him get his defense that he needs. He has a chance to counter supers, which is super nice. You have for an EZA TUR, this guy's hitting 8 million, 9 million attacks. That's pretty easy. No support, it's whatever you have on rotation. You look at the team that you run this guy on, it's something like Super Saiyan 4 Goku double lead, you have a GT duo, you have the LR Super Saiyan 4s, you have like any versions of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta that you want to run, the 4-year LRs, you could run even Pan if you want to, and then run her next to like a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and stuff like that. It's just the GT hero team is in a decent spot right now, and this Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku fits right into that spot. So I think 10 is a good spot for him. You could argue that he is an honorable mention, but I'm going to put him at 10 on this list. So let's move on to number 9, and number 9 is Future Gohan. So Future Gohan is interesting because he has he gets help from somebody like Trunks being around, right? You get that additional attack and defense from having a name with Trunks, and you get a chance to perform a crit, as well as having the damage reduction that can build up to 58%, 58 Gohan, haha funny, but that is how they built this unit. So it's up to 7% per turn after appearance from moving on. So it's like, you get up to what, 58% damage reduction. You start off with 30 though, so you already have damage reduction, and then you have a slot 1 unit to kind of help you with Trunks, and then with any defensive raises that you would need, so on Super you're getting 50% of your defense plus the 120% you have from a Trunks being here. Then you also have the 50% that you're raising on attack. So this guy can look super good defensively, especially when he is linked up with someone like Trunks, right? And you think like you think of somebody like Trunks of Vegeta, who's a slot 1 tank, and it's really just never going to be an issue in terms of a rotation being tanky, right? So I think that's a good spot for him at number 9 for Future Gohan, and let's go ahead and move on to number 8. Coming in at number 8, I have Namek Goku. So STR Namek Goku is still solid, right? He has the ability to guard, build up offense and defense as he's getting hit at the beginning of the fight. When he goes into transforms into Super Saiyan, he has a chance to guard, has that active skill that could potentially bail you out, but it's very rare that that's going to ever do enough damage to the point where it wins you a fight, but it certainly doesn't help just to get free damage while not having to worry about any tanking abilities, right? You think about the way that this guy links up, the teams that he is on, like a base form Goku is going to cover a lot of categories. I guess what we can do is pull him up just so we have like a general idea, right? So if we go to cards, and then I'll give you an idea, right? So we want typing, go STR, boom, boom, boom. Where are you at, my boy? But with this Goku, I should have had him pulled up ahead of time. What can you do, right? It's just he is doing a decent bit still for an EZA that came out a year ago. But like when you pull up this EZA, if you want to, okay, we get it's very basic, right? But key into attack and defense 30% up to 59, so he takes 2 hits, he's fully built up, and then when he transforms, he goes into Super Saiyan, and then he's gonna look good, right? Like it's like, so if we go to Super Saiyan Goku, where are you at? Come on. There we go. So key 3, and then additional defense plus 59 when the HP 77% or less when you transform, and additional attack plus 59 for the rest of the battle after receiving an attack. So you only have to get hit once, then you get that attack buff. And then this medium chance of guarding all attacks would be nice if it was better, but guard activated against all attacks, a high chance of performing a crit for 4 turns when guard is activated. So if that guard activates right away, you get that for the next 4 turns. And just with the offensive defensive numbers that this guy has and the sheer amount of categories, you count this here, that's 20 categories, right? And then you also have just a solid link set, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Shock Speed, Saiyan Warrior Race, Fierce Battle, Prepare for Battle, all that. This is a really good link set. Like he shares some links with some of the better units in the game. I know this isn't like a very good indicator, but trust me, it's good. Like what if we had show more, right? Here we go. LR Gohan, Super Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, Carnival Goku, Physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Just a lot of good units here, right? So I think 8 is a good spot for him because he kind of has aged out a little bit, but still is nonetheless an impressive EZA. So with that being said, let's move on to number 7. Okay, so at number 7, I just had to quickly check and make sure my list was what I wanted it to be. We have Android 17. So MVP 17, Tournament of Power 17, the winner of the Tournament of Power, whatever you want to call him, right? He's solid, right? That's about as much as I can give him. And when you're on this list, you're a good unit, right? What this guy's bringing to the table is interesting because he has tanking mechanics that not a ton of units have, right? Like when your HP goes below 77%, you get 77% damage reduction. And 77% damage reduction is cracked. You take a bad super turn 1, and then you have this guy on turn 2, he's not taking damage, right? That's what's really good about him. He is a defensive support. He's giving key to the rotation. He just fits in on a couple of nice teams that really ends up helping out. You think of teams like, I believe it's the main ones that I kind of see running him on are like Worthy Rivals, Androids, Universal Survival Saga. I believe he's on Final Trump Card. You can fit him on Siblings Bond. All these different teams, he's going to be a solid floater or even a main rotation unit if you can keep that damage reduction up. But that is contingent on getting your HP below a certain point. But once you get there, he is super tanky, and just the defensive 60% support that he gives, and as well as 4 key, he really is like kind of one of those machine, like he really helps a machine be well oiled, right? You think about teams that maybe like you have a bunch of LRs, and key is a bit of a struggle. You know, you throw this guy on the team, and then these units that are sitting at 6 key, all of a sudden are going to 10 key. And now with the way they've kind of been power creeping these recent like Dokkan Fest LRs and you know, just crazy units like that, they're getting like +3 key or whatever per typing orbs and stuff like that, and you're just able to get to 24 key very easy. It kind of just makes things a little bit easier. So I would say that 17 is in a good spot at number 7. Let's go ahead and move on to number 6. And at number 6 is STR Cooler. So STR Cooler, still a solid EZA. When you think about his linking partner, he is a super good like slot 1 unit if you can build him up for the LR Cooler, right? Just with the support that he is giving innately on the passive without transforming. You have like the links that I'm pretty sure they share 6 out of 7 links, they just don't have legendary power. You have, like I said, the support, the defensive stacking ability, the offense, the double, the triple supers, the power creep that you get against pure and hybrid Saiyans, which is unfortunately not as common as it used to be in terms of the difficult content in the game. We've kind of taken a bit of a focus towards like GT bosses and androids and stuff like that, but there will come a time where we start to kind of zero back in on fighting like Gokus and Vegetas and Trunkses and stuff like that, and this Goku or this Cooler fits right back into that spot. You can maybe move him up to 5 or 4, but the difficult content in the game at the moment is more focused on fighting extreme class enemies. So he is going to be like the machine that makes LR Cooler go, right? And LR Cooler in slot 2, when he can be doing his supers and not taking 17 AoEs like you are in Omega and Sin, you know, you have the chance to get his defense up much higher because of the support that you are getting from this Cooler, and just makes overall look more impressive. So I'd say that this guy, again, he fits on some teams that absolutely need the help. You have teams like Movie Bosses, The Wicked Bloodline, Final Trump Card, Transformation Boost. He's on more teams than that, but like, you know, you get the kind of like the general gist, right? He is a support, and like you could even run him on a team with like the 5-year fusions, and the 5-year fusions get the support from this guy, and they look even more impressive. He's just very versatile, and his EZA was definitely well done, considering he is like basically one of the newest, the oldest EZAs on this list, right? You look at who's left in the pool, and it's all EZAs that came after him, and he is right on the border of the top tier. So I think Cooler is in a good spot. I think his value with LR Cooler is going to stand the test of time. The support that he is giving to some of the best units in the game on the transformation boost category really just kind of fits in nicely. So with that being said, let's move to number 5. And at number 5, I have Super Boo. Super Boo at number 5. So Super Boo. Let's pull him up and we'll kind of talk about what he does just to give you a better gist of what I'm talking about. Okay, so Super Boo. Here is our good friend Super Boo. You guys can see here that we raise defense by up to 120% the more HP we have remaining. So turn 1, he's going to have a super high defensive stat, additional defense plus attack and defense plus 60% when attacking. And then unfortunately, let's see, he does lower his attack and defense, or the enemy lower attack and defense on super. We have an additional defense plus 60% after receiving an attack, and then he transforms into a specific condition when the turns are met, or a form when conditions are met, rather. So I think that the most common one, honestly, that you're going to be seeing, which is kind of unfortunate, is probably Super Saiyan 3 Go Tanks, and that is like, because especially in content these days, most of the time when you're around turn 5, you have taken like a super that you didn't want to take, and you're have been able to heal it back up with same typing orbs, with maybe some units that have healing and stuff like that. And this guy is just, most of the time you're going to be seeing Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks, and other times you're going to be seeing Ultimate Gohan. So when he's in Ultimate Gohan, this guy can be super, super impressive, right? Because he gets a 50% defensive raise on Super. We recover 12% of your HP. We get defense up to 120% based on the attack, the greater the defensive boost, right? And like if you're already up to like 80% or something like that, it's going to be super high, right? Additional attack plus 80% when attacking. Then he has a high chance of guarding all attacks starting from the 7th turn. So essentially, when you get Absorb Gohan on turn 5, the next appearance he's going to have guard, right? And then a great attacks, he's going to have a great chance, right, of guarding all attacks for 6 turns from the start of the turn. So when you get him, it's basically you're going to be having guard, right? So when you have defense plus 50% on Super, plus guard, plus the link set that you have, and the defense that you're going to be able to get, you're going to be seeing some impressive defensive numbers from this guy, and the tanking is going to be decent. When you look at the link set that this guy has, it's decent. You have like stuff like Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Shocking Speed, Fear of Fades, Fierce Battle, Wall Standing Tall, works well with the Majin links, and obviously the Majin link itself. You know, this guy is in need of like a Buhan linking partner or something like that at some point, you know, something like this, but updated, and he is in business, right? I think 5 is good. Where do I have him at? I have, yeah, 5 is a decent spot for this guy. I honestly think I could argue Cooler over him, but I think that this Super Boo is just a tad bit better right now. So let me know down below if you guys have Cooler or Super Boo above on your tier list. So with that being said, let's move into number 4, and number 4 goes to Mr. Beerus. So Beerus, let's pull him up while I'm talking. I am a super big fan of this Beerus unit. Now, because I just like Beerus, like just in general. Like I'm just thinking about units that I have like the most fun using, and it's like units like Beerus, right? Just a super overall fun unit. And with this guy, you have the LR Beerus and Whis EZA, and all of a sudden he has begun to look much more impressive. So when you get 3 or more key series obtained, you get the damage reduction. We have an additional damage plus 30. Okay, so yeah, so up to 60% until this character attacks. So if you put him in slot 1, you could potentially have 70% damage reduction when you get 7 or more key spheres. And then when you randomly change, this one is a little bit niche, but you do become a Rainbow Orb Changer and become super effective against all types when there's a Realm of Gods category enemy. So let's say when Worldwide comes, there's a fight against a Vegito Blue, and all of a sudden this Beerus could be a good option because you're going to have 70% damage reduction, and he's going to be a Rainbow Orb Changer, right? You have just super, super high impressive attack stats. You have attack and defense, attack plus 50% and defense plus 200%. You get a crazy attack raise when you perform a super attack. You know, attack and defense 150 after you get hit. This guy is just going to look super, super impressive. And then when you have him linked up with Beerus and Whis, this is just a nasty rotation, right? They did a really good job with this guy and be sharing 6 links with the LR EZA, who also is super well done. It just leads for a fun EZA with a character with fun animations, and you know, there's really not that many Beeruses in the game, so now that we have a Beerus that is this like well done, I'd say is a good thing for the game. So number 4, I have Beerus. Let's move on to number 3, which is AGL Blue Gogeta. So AGL Blue Gogeta, it comes down to just how impressive this guy is with his dodging, with the attack numbers that he has when he's super effective against all types. He has guaranteed crits when he goes blue with super high attack stats. This guy is just super, super well done, and especially if you build him full dodge, he's going to look absolutely like bananas sometimes, right? Let's like I said, I guess that's kind of what we've been doing as I'm talking here. With that dodge chance, it can be a little bit annoying sometimes because, you know, you think you got it under control and then he doesn't dodge, but especially when you go into blue, it's just, he is going to just blow you away with how good he can look, right? And that is just kind of where, you know, you have this guy at number 3, because number 2 and number 1, at least in terms of like position, like maybe you could argue one over the other, but it should be fairly obvious, right? If this would load, Mr. Page, please and thank you. Dokkan info being faster than ever. Sorry for the wait. Where the hell is this guy? He's got to be on this page, like this row right here, right? But when you transform into Blue Gogeta, and the turn restriction on that guy got lowered. Did I go past him? I had to have. But when you go past this guy, he just what the hell, guys? Oh, there he is. What's it called? When you go into blue, he just becomes an absolute god. With his dodge chance, he's doing more than likely doing 2 supers. He has a high chance of evading enemies, including SA. And then going when he goes into turn 4, just to transform, it's exactly like the blue boys, right? Like the LR EZA, right? So we have key 3 attacking defense 150 plus an additional attacking defense plus 50% when attacking, performs critical hit, great chance of evading, and then additional key +2, attack plus 50 for 4 turns after evading an attack. So basically for the rest of the fight, once you get into blue Gogeta, it could wear off, but you greatly raise attack and defense for 4 turns, and then immense damage, you raise your attack and defense by 50%. You have the great chance of dodging, 70% chance to dodge. It's just consistently going to be seeing this. So it's not hard to get this guy to dodge. He has guaranteed crits, attacks, like, you know, more than likely doing 2 supers, guaranteed crit, you know, 9 million, 8 million attack stats. That's way higher than that with a guaranteed crit. So overall can look super, super impressive. And I think number 3 is a good spot. He has really good categories, decent links, or really good links rather, because he links up well with, you know, himself if he's on transform, which isn't possible, obviously. You know, you have somebody like Tech Guide Goku, who can be your slot 1 unit to kind of bail you out against movie heroes and pure Saiyans. And then you have the LR Blue Gogeta as well. So if it's turn 4, you have these guys linked up together, you are more than likely not getting hit in slot 1 or slot 2 with that setup. So I think number 3 is a good spot. Let's get into number 2. And at number 2, I have Kaioken Blue Goku. Now, Kaioken Blue Goku, I want to make this abundantly clear, right? If this guy is a 9.98, he's a 9.985. And you could easily do this, and it's fine. Like, I don't really see any issue with that. But with Kaioken Blue Goku, in my experience, I have this guy at 69%, unfortunately, and this guy is 100%. And I also do not like the kind of category restriction that you have to see this guy at his full potential, while Piccolo has the most broken defensive ability in the game and can stack defense and it can look impressive with offense, additional supers, can tank just about everything, especially when you transform. It's not going to be an issue whatsoever. And with this Kaioken Blue Goku, you can get caught, but you can also defeat the enemy before you get caught. So, like, really, what I'm gonna do before we finish this, right? I'm gonna do this, right? we're gonna take the easy way out, right? So, Kaioken Blue Goku, they did a really good job with revitalizing this unit, and I think overall that's kind of what I see with him, right? The attack numbers that he can put out are just absolutely out of this world. The defensive numbers you can put out are just absolutely out of this world. The Spirit Bomb itself, whenever you can activate it, and that's especially going to become more relevant once these LRs from that Tournament of Power start getting the EZA. Like, we are only about 7 months away, or about 6 months away, rather, from the 6-year LRs likely getting their EZA. And then you have a team setup of the Int Evolution Blue Vegeta, the AGL UI Goku. We have maybe the physical Blue Boys get an EZA by then, Kaioken Blue Goku, MVP 17, and then whatever other unit they do for Universe 7 that could potentially slide on that team. And then this guy's attack stat, or Spirit Bomb stat, is going to consistently be getting put out. So I think that's a safe spot. And then when you look at Piccolo, the Scouter ability innately is just stupid, right? It's like... Sometimes you see people talking about how, like, he can't take a super, but guy, guess what? He literally, like, you can't take a super with him. Like, you can, but you can. It's always a choice unless he gets locked, right? And there's just not enough fights in the game right now that lock, I'd say, that are relevant enough to put him in his position where, you know, he takes a slot 1 super in a bad spot, but you can't take a super with this guy if you're trying to not take a super with this guy, right? So that's overall why I have him at number 1. I think the Scouter ability alone puts him, and like I said, so it's like literally, like I said, if I grade these out of a scale, if Piccolo's a 10, which I don't think he is, let's just say he's a 10, right? Then Goku's a 9.995, right? Like, it's that close. So let me know down below what you guys think. This is my TUR list. It's pretty basic, but I don't think there's any reason to kind of move some of these guys. I think it's all pretty safe across the board. Honorable mentions, Transforming Vegeta just didn't make the cut for me. He can look impressive, but is a little bit annoying. And then Physical Vegito, solid unit, but just unfortunately the attack stats are just kind of haha funny with him. But in a vacuum, when you can, especially if you can see supers or something like that, this guy can be invulnerable from taking damage. It's just you are really playing Russian roulette every time you use him. So I don't think it's safe to say he belongs on the list when he is that sustainable or susceptible to damage. So let me know down below what you guys think of this list. If you have any disagreements, leave them in the comments. If you agree with everything, let me know. Obviously, this is my opinion from my experience using these. This is one of those cases where I actually have every unit on the list, so I'm able to kind of, gauge them a little bit better than I did the LRs and the EZA, or the TURs, right? So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new, and stay tuned for more tier lists in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.